and all who may be viewing. I hope this Shabbos finds you safe and well. This Shabbat we read from Parshat Tzav, which continues the exposition of the varied korbanot, the sacrificial offerings that we bring to the Mishkan, and concludes with the formal installation of Aharon, the Kohanim, into their roles in behalf of Am Yisrael and the world. This Shabbat is, of course, also the Shabbat before Pesach, called Shabbat HaGadol, after a power phrase in this week's Haftara, which we will read after the Torah reading. For those who are on our beloved Reb author's email list, you have also received a link to a new Haftara for this Shabbat based on a blend of phrases from Malachi, the prophetic voice of the traditional Haftara for this Shabbos, and the voice of a young contemporary prophetic voice, Greta Thunberg, who warns us of the consequences of global climate change. So do please look for that in your inbox. Today's Parsha opens with the word Tzav, which in its most simple meaning is command. It's the Hebrew root of the word mitzvah. You can hear the tzav in mitzvah. The tzav in mitzvah denotes an imperative. A mitzvah is a spiritual imperative. But as the rabbis point out, enjoying that tango of meanings between Aramaic and Hebrew, in Aramaic that root means connection. So a mitzvah, tzav, is a spiritual imperative that opens a point of connection, an opening between the material world and the divine source, between energy and matter. So that door is wide open for the ascent of our hopes and our dreams, and the descent of divine shefa, divine abundance, into the world. The offerings enumerated in this Parsha call us to two critical practices which open that door. One is gratitude. The other, taking responsibility for error and doing tshuva. We offer gratitude and recognition of the gifts that fill our lives. We realign with our best intentions for ourselves by facing our responsibility to be aware of the impact of our actions. Gratitude, responsibility. Two good lessons for us in this challenging time. So beautiful friends, let's enter the gate of Torah. Tzion tetzei Torah udvar Adonai Yerushalayim. Tzion tetzei Torah udvar Adonai Yerushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah le'amo Yisrael v'yedushato. Baruch shenatan Torah le'amo Yisrael v'yedushato. Today, once again, we read here in my home from this exquisite 300-year-old scroll, which Jack's father rescued when he escaped from Nazi-occupied Paris in late 1941. It is a privilege to have, and it is a privilege to read today from this scroll. Not surprisingly, for this Aliyah, we call you, if there is some particular way in these challenging days that you wish to rise into gratitude. And likewise, if there is some particular way in these challenging days for which there's something that you want to say, for this, I need to take extra responsibility. Gratitude, responsibility. Two good lessons, two good commitments for us at this time. So let's rise together as you are able and come up to Torah.
ויעזור ויגן וישיר לכל החוסים בו ונאמר אמן. הכל עם גודל אלוהינו נו כבוד לתורה יעמדו לתורה. Y'all come up. ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו ואתם הדבקים באדוני אלוהיכם חיים כולכם היום.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בחר בנו באהבה ורצון, ונתן לנו את תורתו, ברוך אדוני נותן התורה.
וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, קח את אהרון ואת בניו איתו, ואת הבגדים, ואת שמן המשחה, ואת פר החטאת, ואת שני האלים, ואת סל המצות, ואת כל העדה הקהל אל פתח אוהל מועד. ויעש משה כאשר ציווה אדוני אותו, ותקהל העדה אל פתח אוהל מועד. ויאמר משה אל העדה, זה הדבר אשר ציווה אדוני לעשות. Now Adonai calls through Moshe, saying, now take Aaron and all his descendants and all of the potential parts of the entire system we have developed here, along with sacrificial animals, a basket of matzot. And now bring the whole witnessing congregation together in community in the mouth of the interface. And Moshe does as directed by Adonai. And the entire witnessing community of all space-time is present in the interface. Moshe says to all of us, this is the directive of Adonai to do. Bring your inner Kohen online. We are all descendants of Aaron and his sons. Come forth. Let go the external clothing with which you clothe your spirit self. Moshe is with us there, coming close with us into the interface. Moshe, everybody's spirit buddy. Move forward and let yourself be completely open as your inner Kohen comes online. Your spirit self, fresh and clear and untrammeled, will now receive the anointment by Moshe of the pure oil, the pure light of consciousness that covers you. And you will receive a new garment of pure white linen, a sash to hold it, a breastplate to rest over your heart, so that you can channel through the 12 gems the light of consciousness and your ability to bring the message of Yah into the world. You will have a fresh white turban on your head. You will have on your forehead a gold plate connected by a chain that sits on your head that says, Kodesh Ladonai, perfect in the service of Adonai. And Moshe will perform the sacrifices and will take the oil, the produce of the plant world, and blood from the animal world, and touch you with all of these. Then Moshe will take the basket of matzot and put it in your hands and say, here now, it is all yours to do the work. Moshe does all of these things. Akasher tziva Adonai beyad Moshe, as Adonai directs us, sending power through the hands of Moshe into all of us. Ka'asher tziva Adonai beyad Moshe. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
May the Holy One of Blessing, who has blessed all of our ancestors, bless each one of us to be a holy channel to activate our inner Kohen, that we may serve with humility and integrity at the interface of our world and the flow of the divine. Amen v'amen. We link up in a chain. From wherever you are seated, you might want to reach your hand forward. So you reach to the scroll to offer prayers for healing. Healing for our planet. Healing for the people of every land and every village, city, and place. For the people in every home and in every hospital who are ill. May there be enough healing for each one of us and for all who are in need. Ana
Elna refana Ana elna refana Ana
refuat nefesh, refuat guf, a healing of spirit, a healing of breath. Clear, deep, beautiful, healthy, well breathing for us and for all whom we hold in our hearts. B'meira b'yameinu, speedily and in our day.
Amen.
Together we raise the scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll place the scroll gently back here on the table as we share with you the Haftara for Shabbat HaGadol.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לבני ישראל כי אדוני ביד משה ישראל ותשבחו
the Haftara for Shabbat HaGadol from the prophet Malachi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nviim tovim ורצה בדבריהם הנאמרים באמת ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בתורה ובמשה עבדו ובישראל עמו ובנביאי האמת וצדק. I will send my messenger who will prepare the way before me. Then suddenly the power you are seeking will come to the holy house. The messenger of the Brit whom you desire will come, says Yah Tzevaot. הנני שולח מלאכי ופינה דרך לפניי. But who can endure the day of Yah's coming? Who can stand when the mighty one appears? For Yah will be like a refiner's fire or a launderer's strong soap. Yah will sit as a refiner of silver to purify the Levi'im and refine them like gold or silver. Then the servants of Yah will bring offerings in righteousness, and the offerings of Yehuda and Yerushalayim will be acceptable to the one as in days gone by. So I will come to put you on trial. I will be quick to testify against wrongdoers, against those who defraud laborers of their wages, who oppress the widows and orphans, and deprive the migrants among you of justice. But they turn away and do not fear me, says Yah. I, the Infinite One, do not change. That is why you, the descendants of Yaakov, have not been destroyed. Ever since the time of your ancestors, you have turned away from my decrees and have not kept them. Return to me, and I will return to you. But you ask, how are we to return? How can a mere mortal steal from God? Yet you rob me. But you ask, how are we robbing you? When you hold back your offerings that belong to the poor, you are robbing me. You are under a curse because you are robbing me. Bring the whole offering into the storehouse, so that there may be food in my house for all. Try me in this, says Yah Tzevaot, and see if I won't throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it. I will prevent pests from devouring your crops, and the vines in your fields will not drop their fruit before it is ripe, says Yah Tzevaot. Then all the nations will call you blessed, for yours will be a delightful land, says Yah Tzevaot. You have spoken arrogantly against me, says Yah. Yet you ask, what have we said against you? You have said, it is futile to serve Yah. What do we gain by carrying out all these requirements? Look, how the arrogant seem blessed, and the evildoers appear to prosper. Even when they put God to the test, they get away with it. Surely the day is coming, it will burn like a furnace. All the arrogant and every doer will become stubble. The day that is coming will set them on fire, says Yah Tzevaot. Not a root or a branch will be left to them. But for you who revere my name, the Son of Righteousness will rise with healing in its rays. Remember the law of my servant Moshe, the decrees and judgments I gave him at Sinai for all Yisrael. Here I will send the prophet Elijah, Eliyahu Hanavi, to you before that great and awesome day. He will turn the hearts of the parents to their children, and the hearts of the children to their parents, so that I will not come and strike the land with total destruction. See, I will send Eliyahu Hanavi to you before that great and awesome day. הנה אנוכי שולח לכם את אליה הנביא בו יום אדוני הגדול והנורא על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הנביאים ועל יום השבת הזה שנתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו לקדושה ולמנוחה לכבוד ולתפארת על הכל אדוני אלוהינו אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך יתברך שמך בפי כל חי תמיד לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. And we all say Amen.
Just absorbing the power of that message.
עץ חיים למחזיקים בה ותומכיה מאושר לרעד עלינו בכל טבעותיה שלום השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשוב חדש ימינו חדש ימינו
Holding gratitude in our hearts, holding our commitment to righteous action in our hearts. We offer our hopes and dreams for a world filled with shalom, filled with justice and peace, with kindness, with health and wellness, responsibility, creativity, freedom, liberation, kindness, and the ascendancy of those contemporary prophetic voices who will join with the prophetic voices of antiquity to stir our commitment to build a world of justice and peace. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. 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 Shalom. Holding in our hearts our hopes and our dreams for the way the world can be and must be, we offer at this time a Kaddish Yatom, a mourner's Kaddish, inviting all who are perhaps in a time of mourning or observing a yortzeit, or whose custom it may be to rise into a Kaddish Yatom, a mourner's Kaddish, in behalf of all of those who have perished with no one to say Kaddish for them. Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabba ve'omad divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'b'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael b'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen.
Amen. Yehei shmei
Rabba
Rabban
mevorach
borach
le'alem
le'olam
olmei olmaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei b'kudasham v'richu La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran b'yalma v'imru amen. Hey shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromeha hi ta'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel. Amen. May there be a soul ascent for all of those for whom a Kaddish Yatom is offered at this time. Shabbat Shalom, beautiful friends. We will be recording a Torah service weekly. Look to your email for the link so that you can join us each week as we enter the gate of Torah. Good Pesach. May your virtual Seders be exquisite and beautiful. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
And Chag Sameach.